Christians, however, remain the most persecuted religious group in the world over, and thus deserve the special attention.
The fact is that Christians are being slaughtered today, and we are in an era when that slaughter is being ignored.
Christian minorities are vulnerable to and have been encountering denial of rights by government regimes. They've been encountering communal violence, even specific targetings that result in ransom and terrorism and even murder.
A hearing today on Capitol Hill looking into the torture, persecution, and murder of Christians around the globe. Reports suggest this is a growing trend and one that has received little media attention. Trace Gallagher reports from our West Coast newsroom. Trace?
And it's important to note, Megan, that Christians are not just being persecuted by radical Islam, and not just in the Middle East, but also in China, in Vietnam, North Korea, and right here in the West. Today's hearing was a push to get Congress more involved, and it included some of the world's leading fighters against religious persecution, like the Vatican's UN envoy and the man who wrote the book on the global war on Christians. Listen to him.
We are conditioned to think of Christianity as an all-powerful, all-controlling, wealthy, vastly influential social institution, which makes it very difficult for ordinary Americans to get their minds around the idea that Christians can actually be the victims of persecution.
Critics say the U.S. and the Obama administration need to do more, beginning by finally naming a new ambassador at large for international religious freedom. Susan Johnson Cook resigned the post in October, and it took 2 years to get her nominated and confirmed in the first place. Today, we pressed the State Department on where religious persecution falls on their priority list. Listen.
I think, we have people in the building dedicated to this issue every day. It's one the Secretary is personally committed to.
But former Deputy National Security Advisor Elliot Abrams, who now heads up the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom, says the fight against religious persecution is not high on the administration's to-do list. Listen.
I think the problem is that for many governments, it looks like indifference. It looks as if the United States doesn't really care much about this. And that's, of course, a terrible message to send.
According to the Pew Research Center, Megan, back in 2012, the last year we have data for, Christians were persecuted in more than 100 countries around the world.
Wow.
Megan.
All right, Trace, thanks. Well, we want to hear from you on this. Go to facebook.com/The Kelly File. Follow me on Twitter @Megyn Kelly and let us know what you think. Plus, Hannity at the top of the hour. Tomorrow night, one of the country's most liberal attorneys on why he thinks this president has overstepped his constitutional authority. Set the DVR for that. In the meantime, do you think the president has gone too far? Tell us at facebook.com/The Kelly File and follow me on Twitter @Megyn Kelly. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good night.